spring concert season at all the local schools, right? All the kids with the instruments putting on their Sunday best, play a collection of songs. Yep. Yeah, they do. And it's awesome. All the parents go, grandparents come, brothers and sisters sit through it as well. Well, this evening...
Happening today.
No music will be played, but it will be the discussion of a Watertown school board. Watertown School Board agenda will meet to discuss a song that the Wind Symphony is preparing to play next week at its concert, or will it play it? So this is the song, A Mother of a Revolution. It's written by Omar Thomas. It was to be played, but maybe not now. That's because the composer says this song is about a trans woman, Marsha Johnson, who was part of an uprising in New York City back in the late 60s. The Stonewall Uprising, as it's known. It's considered to be a pivotal event of the LGBTQ liberation movement back then in the 20th century. And there's some pushback as to whether or not the band should play this song. There's no lyrics to it, but it is about this trans woman. So what do? Well, the band director tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, hey, follow the board's controversial issues policy on this. When he sent the letter to parents in October saying, hey, we're going to play this song. And he even offered an opt-out option for those who wanted to excuse their children from the performance. And a couple of kids did. The parents said, no, I don't want them to play that song. Now, the goal, says the artist, says this conductor, the band director, was to understand how musicians, artists, celebrities, and people in the public eye use their platform, art, or skill to be inspired by the events or bring attention to what they believe in, he says. So that's the idea behind why we're playing this song. But now tonight, the Watertown School Board will hold this special meeting to discuss the matter. Okay, well, should we be playing this or no? And that is how it would sound if it were to take place. Now, the agenda, it's not a public hearing per se. That doesn't necessarily mean that folks who go to the board meeting tonight or follow along may not be able to have their voices heard. But remember, sometimes at some of these events, when they have these types of special meetings, whether it's a county board or a school board, there's this expectation that everyone will get their 3 minutes. In this case, I don't know if that's the case with this. It's not a public hearing, but it is a special meeting to take place.
Because they need to vote so they can do the concert one way or another.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Wouldn't be the first time something like this has come up. Remember Rainbow Land?
That was City of Waukesha Schools, right?
Yep. Rainbow Land, song performed by Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus. A song with LGBTQ ties that's about acceptance. It was banned from a first grade class. Now, in that case, the teacher was later fired, but the teacher wasn't fired for the song. The teacher was fired because she went onto social media and criticized the district for its decision to not allow her to play it or to perform it.
Right.
That one's entirely different, though, in many ways, because, I don't know, they're similar. They are similar. It's not entirely different. I shouldn't say that. I mean, there's lyrics in this one.
Where we're free to be exactly who we are.
I think the differences ought to be noted. One is lyrics, right? And one is obviously with the lyrics, some conversation about what it means. Is that happening in...
A Mother of a Revolution.
Right. Is that happening necessarily, or is it just a great piece of music that they want to? The other is with audiences. I don't know. I've been through, as many parents have, how many of these shows? I don't think I've ever once looked at who the writer of the music was, but for the classics that you know, or wondered about where the music came from, or any of those. My suggestion there is 99% of people would never even know sitting in that audience listening to the piece, unless that was supposed to be a reason for it and that there was some discussion around that. And I guess that opens up new lines of at least debate.
Very curious to see where this goes from here, because it sounds like only a couple of, when he first originally sent out this letter back in October, that only a couple of parents and one of the three students who opted out, two of them were siblings. So it really didn't get much pushback last fall. So why is it getting pushback now? Would be the question to ask. Like, why is this coming back around? In fact, one of the school board members, according to the story I read in the paper, isn't even participating tonight because they got something going on. They got a show to go see with their kids or something, and don't feel that makes sense to be even discussing this, given that it's already gone through the process.
Yeah, well, it's so hard. I don't know what these school board members are to do. They're going to make somebody angry in the community, regardless of what they choose. I'm sure they would rather not be talking about why are we, the school board, getting hyper involved in the selection for tonight's orchestra concert, as opposed to the big picture issues. On the other hand, the school board works for the people of the community, and if people in the community are upset about something, then I don't know where else they take it. So
sure.
I get why it's there. I'm sure it's frustrating for a lot of people involved.
Happening tonight in Watertown.